Hello Disney Infinity Trainers! Welcome back to another episode of our Let's Build a Toybox series here on iStarlyTV. Today's a little bit special because it's our 30th episode, and that's pretty awesome milestone. I'm pretty happy about that. So let's continue on with our Santa's Village today, our holiday-inspired, of course, Christmas-inspired toy box that I will be kind of showing. I've made a couple of additions here since the last time, so let's go ahead and turn on our tree, even though the green ribbon is already active. Let's go ahead and turn on the lights on our tree. And as you can see, they twinkle into effect. That's always nice. Now I added a couple presents from last time. And so, these are all the presents here for all our villagers. The presents are bigger than Spot, so whichever one he ends up opening, he's going to be very happy with because, he's going to get something that's gigantic. Now, this one looks like it goofed up a little bit. It should be slanted going the other way, but for some reason it's spearing right into the tree. I'll see if there's a way I can fix that. Maybe if I push the button here, it'll reset it. It doesn't look like it reset it. So I'll have to fix that somehow. I don't know how that happened because it started the correct way that it was supposed to be, but for right now we'll just go ahead and leave that. So yeah, let me know if there are any other ideas for presents and stuff. Let's go on over here. I kind of tidied up the little village houses or the little village buildings right here as well. And I added a little gingerbread sidewalk, which I thought was kind of cool. Now I'm doing my best to try to keep this as distinct from the Can Diego as possible, but at the same time, it's cool to have some gingerbread sidewalk. It kind of is a little bit indicative of Christmas. I mean, with Christmas, you leave cookies for Santa Claus, and so Santa loves cookies. So of course he would have cookies somewhere in his village, right? So this is a little kind of gingerbread sidewalk that I did over here and over there. And like I said, I kind of neatened this up a little bit so that it's going this way. And then I'll add more probably at some point as well. And we'll probably be adding a little more around the tree at some point too. But there's another thing I wanted to show you over here that I did indeed add. And that right here is the elf house. This is kind of a tentative prototype. It's a prototype of an elf house. Now I wanted to do a little elf village as well, like a few houses for the elves to live, because of course they're helping Santa Claus. They definitely needed a good place to live. He definitely gives good benefits year round. And I did my best to kind of come up with something that was creative, but also felt like it was an elf house. And I felt like this was the closest thing to that. So I like this. Let me know if you think this looks okay, or if there's a better house I could use. I was gonna use the candy houses that appear in the building set from the Sugar Rush. These houses basically. But first of all, I used these in Can Diego, and second of all, they look nice, but they're also kind of small. I mean, elves are small, so I guess that kind of helps. So I might still use these in some way. Maybe these creative elf houses will be like for the higher up elves or something, like the CEO elves or something like that. But for right now, I just thought that was nice. And I put that door there. It fits pretty nicely, and it makes it look like an actual house. And because without the door, there's this kind of big crease in the middle of the two gingerbread blocks, and that kind of looks ugly. So I thought this was really cool. Obviously, the main colors that indicate Christmas are green and red. And the house, the roof of the house is, a very nice green and a very nice red, which feels very Christmas. But at the same time, excuse me, the roof is very pointed, and that resembles an elf's hat. So I thought that was really cool. Now this is a prototype, like I said. Let me know if you think that this looks cool and if I should do more of these houses around here so that this is where the elves live, or should I use something else for the elf houses? I'm just going to leave one for now in case we don't end up using it. And if you do like them, then I can go ahead and build more of these around here. So one thing I want to do here definitely is, let's go ahead and, actually we could do this here, I suppose. Excuse me once again. Let's go ahead and clear that out and summon the terrain again. So we'll work, excuse me, sorry. We'll work on the elf houses, in another episode. I will try to upload an episode of Let's Build a Toy Box as often as I can. Probably not every single day, but also I want to make sure that I do it more often than I've been doing it, really because I just love this series, and I love what I've been doing here so far in this Christmas toy box. So I may upload another episode of tomorrow. I'm going to try to get some kind of schedule going here. I did map out a schedule for myself, but that schedule has Let's Build a Toy Box only twice a week, and I would definitely like to do it maybe 4 times a week or more if I can. So be on the lookout for more episodes if you like this kind of thing. So actually, I changed my mind. I do change my mind here. I think we could get away with doing just one big square of grass. And you'll see what this is going to be for in a little bit. Or maybe not. Should I change it back? I feel a little awkward because I just deleted it. We'll go like that and kind of have it extend outward and see how that looks. Um, we'll just do the basic Fairy Tale Kingdom one. That seems okay. It seems like regular basic grass, but it also is pretty bright. And once again, Christmas is pretty bright, so we want to see that happen. Let's see. Oh yeah, so I wanted to do the terrain flat pieces. What are they called? The blends. Yes, the blended pieces, of course. And this will kind of show that the snow is kind of overrunning the grass, just to give it that extra kind of chilly feel. So that it's not just grass, it's grass that's covered in ice. It's ice cold grass. And we'll get to, I'll start explaining what I'm about to do in a second once I finish placing all of these blended pieces here. And these are nice because it kind of, if you put two different types of terrain right next to each other, it gives it a more natural feel. Normally, if you were to do this, um, it would just look like one cuts off in a straight line, which is not really something that looks very natural. So this helps. Excuse me. Or as Miss Piggy would say, excuse-moi. I almost did a Miss Piggy impersonation right now, but you really don't want to hear me try to make Miss Piggy's voice. Now, Miss Piggy is a character this is really random to talk about, but I really like Miss Piggy. For some reason, I've always found her really funny and kind of charming in her own way. I'm not saying I'm attracted to a cartoon or a puppet pig, but I've always found her to be really funny and a really kind of fun character to watch. But that's just a really random iStarlyTV fun fact of the day. So here, what we're gonna do, and so we're kind of reusing a lot of things that we've used in our previous toy boxes. You know, we're using the Main Street house buildings as kind of little Santa's Village buildings here. We're reusing the gingerbread and the candy themes for the elf village. So I like to look at this toy box in some ways as kind of a big kind of conglomeration of all of our previous toy boxes in one big, happy, perfectly wrapped present. And that's Christmas for you. So over here, we're going to have... Now, I want to tell you a little story. See if I can remember. Let's go ahead and Google something real quick, because I need to remember this. I don't remember. I remember some of it off the top of my head. So, I have here some friends. As you can see, we already see what this is. Now, this is Sven the reindeer. That's the technical name of him. But this is not Sven. We're going to have multiple different dudes over here. So, you might know them, I think. I think that you know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen. And then there's also Comet and Cupid and Donner. Is it Donner? Oh, and there's also Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Okay. I have no idea why I did that, but that was a little embarrassing. That was low-key embarrassing. I'm probably not going to want to rewatch this episode again. So we have Rudolph is missing for now. I'm not going to add him just yet. I think I want to do something kind of special for him, potentially. But we have the 8 other reindeers. Now, obviously, the story goes, Santa has a sleigh that's run by the 8 reindeer. And one cold day, let's see, where's the... Oh, it's then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, Won't you guide my sleigh tonight? I said that really like in a really kind of like, I don't know, a voice that was probably not the most appropriate for that song. But anyways, let's forget about that, right? So this is going to be something cute here. We're going to build a little stadium for all of the reindeer games. Now, isn't that really cute? Okay, I'll stop saying that. So this is the Reindeer Games Stadium. And this is, you know how I was saying that we've been using a lot of things from our previous toy boxes in this one toy box. And so obviously in our community college toy box we have a track and field stadium. And so this is kind of similar. We're doing a little stadium here as well for our little reindeer games. Let's go ahead and do some of this. I guess, right? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. I have no idea why I just said that. All right, let's go ahead and connect. Now we will leave some gaps here, just so that spectators can come on the field and enjoy. But, you know, we're still going to fence it off in some way. Then one foggy Christmas Eve. Now I'll probably ask this again in a later episode, but what are your favorite Christmas songs? I do have some. And I like Carol of the Bells, the one that goes na 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 la 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 la. Okay, I'm gonna. That's the last time you'll hear me sing in the rest of this episode. I promise you that. Okay, I'm excited for this Reindeer Stadium. Now I'll try to come up with a more clever name for it. So if you have any suggestions for a clever Reindeer Stadium name, please let me know. But this is where they play all their reindeer games. This is where all of the other reindeer play their reindeer games. They don't let poor Rudolph join in, of course. But maybe Rudolph can do something to change that. Or, better yet, whoa, boy. Okay, boy. Better yet, maybe Rudolph doesn't need them. Like, if they're making fun of you, like, why would you need them? Why would you want to join them afterwards, you know? Rudolph, the moral of the story is all wrong here. So Dasher is the goalie for team number 1, and Blitzen over here is the goalie for team number 2. And they're playing some like reindeer soccer, like some reindeer football over here. It's really weird. It's like really crazy stuff. And but they're really, I mean, they got to be in tip-top shape so that when Santa needs them to ride that sleigh, they'll be ready for it, you know? Basically, they train year-round for a single day in the year. And of course, we'll put a ball here. Oh, I have a cool idea for a ball. This is actually pretty neato. I'm proud of this toy box. To be quite honest, I improvised a lot of this. I knew I wanted to do some type of some type of area with reindeer, but honestly, I really improvised this like right now, some kind of like field where they could play their reindeer games. And I'm proud of it, yo. So tell all your friends how cool I am. Just kidding. So this is the ball that they're using. How awesome is this? It's a giant snowball. How fitting is that? That's cool. I'm happy with this. Nice. So this was, excuse me. So this was actually a pretty productive episode, a lot more productive than I would have expected, to be once again very honest, and I'm really happy with it. Now, I'm just going to go over, now the episode is close to being done. Oh, and I'll put some bleachers here so that people can watch, but there won't be a lot of bleachers. Anyways, a couple other plans I have for this toy box, and of course, you are welcome to make suggestions. I am always excited to hear those. But what else I want to do is, I was going to put a bench on the sideline, but like these dudes don't even sit, so they don't need a bench. But anyways, we'll have Spot join in on some of the reindeer games while I wrap this up. I plan to make Santa's workshop. I plan to use some interior decorations to decorate the village over here and over there. And I also plan to maybe do some kind of like little mini games here and there as well. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. And I'll also be making Santa's sleigh, and that'll be in front of his workshop as well. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, Blitzen, Blitzen, are